Okay. We have sent the link to Bear's owner. We have refilled on coffee. We are ready to get started on this girl. Up. Good girl. Okay, welcome to the live stream. This is Bear. She is a mini doodle. She seems like she's a SheepaDoodle to me, but I'm not quite sure if that's the case or not. Just kind of what it looks like. And she's going to be getting a field trim with a number 4 blade, which means that everything is going to be shaved the same length, which is a number 4. If you don't know me, my name is AJ. I've been a pet groomer for 15 years, and I've been working with dogs since I was actually about 8 years old. I was bathing them in my mom's pet salon when she ran out of our house. So I've been doing this for about 25 years total. I've groomed on thousands of dogs, and I'm going to show you how I work on this dog here. The first thing that I'm going to do is actually going to be to shave her head. I'm going to put my number 4 blade on, and I'm going to shave her muzzle, top of her head, cheeks, and her ears. Come here, Bear. I got you, baby. Bear did have a teddy bear face prior to this. She wasn't actually shaved, short. So what you were seeing on her face was a teddy bear. And I double checked with her owner to make sure, and she showed me a picture of Bear all shaved down. So that's what they like to do, and I am in the business of giving customers what they want. I'm not going to try to get this perfect. I'm just trying to get off the majority of the hair so that when I bathe her, it dries more quickly. This is the first time that I've worked on Bear, and that's also playing a role in me deciding to shave her face first. I'm not sure how she's going to react to the blow dryer, although I was told she's a very good girl, so hopefully she'll be good. But just in case, her hair being short will help her face get washed faster and dry faster. And sometimes it's a really big help if they don't like their face to be dry, because then it makes a 5-minute process like a 20-minute process if it was long. And if they struggle and it's short, it can become like a 7-minute process instead of the 5 minutes if they were to be good and hold still. And we're just going to shave a little bit down her neck, the inside of her ear, okay, that's pretty good. Oh, a little more on this side. Missed behind the one ear. She actually has a little tangle here. I'm really glad that I shaved that. Now I won't have to worry about washing and drying thick, matted hair. Okay, yeah, you're cute. Wild how much this dog looks and acts like a puppy. She's 5 years old. Okay, I'm going to take the 4 off. Putting my number 10 blade on. And I'm going to shave the inside of her ears. The reason I'm doing this is because I want the, what is it called? I'm drawing a blank on it now. I want the edge of the ear canal to be shaved so that when I pluck her ear canal, hairs that are actually growing on the outside don't get plucked. If I can shave it, I would like to shave it instead of plucking it. But some of the hairs need to be plucked because they're growing inside of the ear canal and they're not able to be shaved. Okay, now I'm going to grab my hemostats and being careful not to pinch any of these flaps. I'm grabbing the hair that's growing inside of the ear canal and plucking it out. I do this so that light and air can easily get down into the ear canal and prevent yeast from building up and growing. Good girl. What a sweetheart. She's being perfect. Good girl. Give her a little ear massage. Make any itchiness that she might have had from plucking go away. Put the hemostats away. Now I'll lift the table up and I will shave the pads of her feet. I'm going to stand her up. Good girl. Tighten this leash just one notch so she's not too loose. Some dogs don't like to have their pads shaved, and so I'm going to work safely. I am working from behind where she can reach, so that just in case she doesn't want me to do this, she tells me to stop with her teeth, but she can't reach me. She's being wonderful, not giving me any fuss at all. Hang on. Stay. 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 And a bit drop. It's okay. Okay. I'll get the next pad. Seems like her owners shave her pads at home. They are really short. I'm able to shave some parts, but most of it is not taking too much off. One last foot. Hold still. Stay. This blade needs oiled. Go ahead and do that before I finish shaving with it. That way, any excess oil that comes off of the blade will be on dirty fur that's going to get washed, versus doing it after when it would be clean fur and then it would get left on there. Finish shaving this foot. Stay. Stay. Okay, bro. Hang on. Hang on, baby. Wait. Wait. Stay. Stay. What's good? So what I'm doing here is actually well, it's closer to what we would call a clean feet, which is a traditional thing that we do on poodles, where we shave between all the toes and the entire foot is just shaved all the way short. But I'm not going to do that on the top side, I'm just doing it on the bottom side. So it's a modified version of like a clean foot. And hopefully that'll be what they want. Stay. Hang on. Hang on. Don't get the clipper. No. Nope. But I'm now realizing that I didn't do that on the other front foot, so I'm going to do that real quick. Blade temperature is a tiny bit warm, but it should be okay. Stay. Stay. Wait. Okay. Feet are all done. Next step is going to be to shave her sanitary. So this is going to be her belly and her privates. I'm going to lift up this leg, and there's an area under here that naturally is thinner in the groin and in the belly. I'm going to shave all of that with my 10 blade against the hair to get it just as short as possible. Get in the pockets of her flank. Get that all as short as I can. The opposite side. And then I'll come over here, lift up the opposite leg to make sure that I got the groin and pockets on this side. Lastly, shave her bum. That way if there's any hairs that have some crusties or some dingleberries, I can cut them off instead of having to scrub them off with my fingers. Alright, now we're going to do her nails, and then she'll be just about ready for a bath. She has clear nails, so I can see the blood supply through the side of her nail, which gives me an idea of how much I can cut. And there's also, on the underside of the nail, a hollowed out portion where the hard outer shell has grown past the soft inner, pulp. And I can cut off all of that hard outer shell. Give me 1 second, my next customer's here. Hey. Quick and easy, that's how I like it. Alright, where were we? We got 3 nails done. So I'll describe what I'm seeing on this foot. There's a small hollowed out portion, and once I cut that off, I see the pulp is actually not very long. There's not very much white, flaky pulp. Almost immediately, as soon as I get the hard outer shell cut, I'm seeing the dark, moist circle that I look for to know that I'm close to the blood supply. So I'm not cutting very much off before I'm actually seeing that, at least at the beginning of it, and then I can cut a little bit more to get all the way down and have the nail cut as short as I can before it starts bleeding. It looks like it's the same on these nails as well. Hang on. Hang on. If anybody watching wants to see a more detailed description with some visuals, I did make a video called Cutting Dog Nails Perfect Every Time, where I go into more detail about the description of finding the pulp, give some examples of what it looks like, and some different ways to cut the nail so you don't cut the entire nail all at once and create a bunch of pressure, but you make small cuts, cutting about half of the nail at a time. You can search for that video and check it out. Oh, hang on. Alright, one more foot. Just going to double check that she doesn't have any dew claws. Looks like they have been removed. And so she's being a little reactive to getting her nails done on her front feet. You can see she's pulling her foot and she's bringing her face close to her foot and my hand. Sometimes that's a little bit of a setup. It's her communicating, hey, I don't like what you're doing, I want you to stop. And if I don't listen, she might have to escalate and give me a nip or a pinch or a full-on bite. There's different ways that they could give more warnings, but I don't know her very well, and because of that, I'm listening to what she's saying. I'm not going to ignore her threats, or her warnings is a better word. I'm going to listen to them, and I'm going to treat what she's saying with respect. So I'm going to pull my hand and her foot further away from her face to where she cannot do anything about it, and that allows me to be in charge and continue to finish her nails. Okay, we're all done with her nails, and we are ready to give her a bath. Give me just a moment to get the camera and back on, and then we'll take her back and give her a bath. Come on, Bear. Let's go. Let's go. Good girl. Okay, let's get her tattoos to the leash. Make sure she doesn't jump out of the tub. Tighten it up. Tie a slip knot so that I can get her out in an emergency very quickly. And I'm going to warm up the water first. Okay, we're going to go ahead and turn the bathing system on. This system uses high pressure water to pre-mix the soap for me. I'll use that system to wash her body, legs, feet, and tail, but I do not want that high pressure water and soap to be on her face and risk it getting in her eyes, ears, nose, and mouth. So I'll turn the system off, get her head wet with low pressure water, and then wash it by hand. Let's go ahead and get started. Good. Good girl. Stay. body's all washed. Turn the system off, and I'm going to get the soap out of the line real quick. Turn the pressure down. And now I'll get her head wet, trying to avoid water getting in her ears, and trying to avoid water getting in her nose. Okay, now that her head's wet, I can start applying the soap. I'll apply the soap, lather it up. If there's any part of her head that doesn't lather really well, I'm going to add more soap until it does, because that's how I know that it's actually clean. Now I'm trying to be careful to not get any soap in her eyes, ears, mouth, or nose. But just in case, I'm going to make sure to rinse out her eyes really well when I am rinsing her off. Okay, I'm going to get the soap off of my hands first. Alright, now this low pressure water, I'm going to rinse out her eyes really well, and also rinse off her muzzle. I want to avoid her licking the soap in her mouth if I can, so I try to rinse that muzzle off pretty quickly. Rinse out the eyes really good, pin the ear down, rinse off one side of her head, go over the other ear, get the other side of her head. Rinse off the inner ear flap. Come here. Turn around. Turn around. Okay. No. Come here, Bear. It's okay. It's okay. Okay, her face is rinsed off. I'm going to turn the pressure up and rinse off her body. Now that she's rinsed off, I'm going to squeeze out all the excess water, and as I do it, I'm checking for any soap that might be left on her body. If there's any spot that feels slippery or soapy, I'll look at my hands, and if I see soap bubbles, then I'll rinse that spot off again. Okay, grab a towel. Good shake. Good shake, little girl. Okay, let's see. Take this leash off. Go ahead and carry her over to the drying table. Bring this down. A little too high. Go. And now I'll use this towel to get off as much of the water as I can. Once the towel is no longer absorbing any more water, then I will toss it in the washing machine and start blow drying her. Okay, then toss that in the washer, put the leash around her head, tighten the leash. Now these blow dryers are very loud, and extended exposure can absolutely cause hearing damage. So I've always used these earbuds for a little bit of entertainment. They also block out some of the sound, but these on top of the earbuds do a really good job of protecting my ears. And for the dogs, I'll take these cotton balls and give the dog a cotton ball ear plug. So the blow dryers are very high velocity, similar to the water and the soap. I do not want to get this high velocity in the dog's ears, eyes, nose, mouth, or private parts. So I will use the dryer on high for her body, and I'm actually going to try to use both if she'll tolerate it. If she's scared and she's spinning around too much, I'll only use one because I'll keep one hand on her, but if she'll tolerate it, I'll use both. Get her body dry as fast as I can. Turn that one off, turn this one on low, and then dry her face on low. But even on low, it's still pretty high velocity. So the only way that I'm going to have the nozzle directly against the skin is if I'm very confident that she is going to hold still and not accidentally blow it over her ears, eyes, nose, or mouth. All right, you ready, big girl? Here we go. Okay, we're all done. She did really good. A couple areas on her face she was pretty nervous for. Popped her head away pretty quickly, but ultimately not too bad at all, and really happy with how she did. So let's head back up front and finish her haircut. Let's go. Let's go. There. Hi. Okay. Woo. Bear, you jump up here again? You jump up for me? Yes. What a good girl. Really like this dog. She's awesome. So far she's been phenomenal for the groom. A couple areas that she doesn't love, but she's still pretty dang patient, even for the areas that she'd rather not be part of. Okay, so her haircut is next, and it's a number 4 over her entire body. Head, ears, body, legs, tail, all of it. Call it a field trim. For a dog that's going to go out in the field, and it needs to stay clean and free of any burrs and stickers and less mess, easier to get clean. I'm going to start on her face again, and on her muzzle I'm actually going to go against the hair, which gets it a little bit shorter. And then on the top of her head and her cheeks, I'll go with the hair. One of the benefits of going against the hair is that the hair is growing directly opposite of the clipper, and it forces the hairs to get cut at the shortest position that they can with this specific blade. It does some of the work that back brushing would typically do. Back brushing tries to get the hair to sit as upright as possible so that it gets cut as short as possible when you're going the direction of it, but going against the hair actually gets the hair a little bit shorter. I'll have to create a visual to make that a little bit more easy to understand and to see. I can probably get better at describing it too. Stay. Stay. I know. Okay, now I'm shaving the inside of her ears. I already shaved them with the number 10 blade when I roughed her in. So what I'm catching with the number 4 blade is what was growing on the outside. How do I describe this? There's the surface of the ear canal, that's what I shaved with the 10, and then everything else is what I shaved with the number 4. Because I want it to be shaved, but not absolutely bald shaved all the way to the edge. Sometimes it can look a little funny if you do that. Now I'm shaving the outside of her ear. Grab my brush. I'm going to start back brushing. Okay, now I'm going to back brush her cheeks. And shave the inside of this other ear. Okay. Okay, get close, having her face done. pretty good for me. 4-blade's actually a little hot. Pop on a new one. I'll lift up the table and shave her back. Just kidding. Her back is next. But before that, I'm going to shave around her neck. And table up just a little more. Everywhere that the leash is going to sit, I want to shave that really good. Back brush it, shave it again, make sure it's all smooth. Okay. Now that the neck's all done, I can actually shave her back. Okay. Okay, her back is almost shaved now. I'm going to start going down her tail. Back brush it just the same. Basically the name of the game, shaving this dog at this point is just back brush, shave it again. Back brush, shave it again. And just keep doing that until the dog stops. Until when you shave it again, nothing comes off. Wait, I thought. Okay, tail's all shaved. Now we can start shaving her legs. bring the table up a little higher. That way I can get all the way down to her feet without having to bend over too much. There. And now I can see her belly really well. I can see all the hairs that I missed on it. One leg down. Now we're just going to do the same thing to the other 3 legs, and then we'll be ready to start scissoring. Okay, 2 down, 2 to go. Simple math. There's 4 legs, not 3. Stay. So she's pulling her front legs out and not just holding still while I shave them. So I am having to hold on to her leg to prevent her from being able to move it very far. And this works well for the top of the leg. I can just hold essentially anywhere on the bottom half and get enough control that I can shave the top half. But it gets difficult when you're shaving the bottom half, where to hold. And the trick that I use is called a leg lock. If you grab just above the elbow and you apply a little bit of pressure and pull it forward, it puts the dog's leg in a mechanically advantaged position. And I don't know if that's accurate, but it sounded fancy when I thought of it. Mechanically advantaged. It basically just forces the leg to be straight. Hang on. Wait. And that's what we call a leg lock. Grab just above the elbow, apply a little bit of pressure, and then the leg straightens out, and it allows you to shave the lower half of the leg when they don't want you to, or when they're wiggling. Stay, stop. Hang on, little worm. Yeah, she's being pretty dang wiggly for her front legs. Come on, yeah, it's okay. This leg is pretty good. It's not perfect. I'd like to get it a little bit better, but I might not be able to. I might have to wait until I am shaving or scissoring to actually touch up some of these parts of the leg where she doesn't want me to shave it. I'm getting some of it right here, so maybe I'll be able to get it. Yeah, that's pretty good. All right, that's the leg. Okay. 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 All right, we're getting close. We are now ready to start scissoring. Since she is already lifted, I'm going to start with her feet. I'm just going to do a quick sip of coffee. Okay. Oh. So to trim her feet, first thing I'm going to do is flip the foot upside down and brush all the hairs, back brush all the hairs and trim everything that comes past her pads. Since we trimmed her feet so short during the rough-in, there's not much to do at this step. So the next step is where most of the work is going to be done for her feet. I'm going to brush the hairs I'm going to flip the foot over and brush the hairs down and trim around her foot. Pull the hairs right next to the toes, a little bit away. All this stuff is going to get trimmed. And then I'm going to back brush and round to the top of her foot. Stay, stay. Hang. And okay. There's just a few hairs in between the toes that are a little long that I need to trim. So I'll pull them away from the toenail. Go ahead and trim them. Same thing over here. pretty good. Now I'll do the same thing for the rest of her feet. Brush all the hairs to the bottom. Trim anything that comes past the pads. Flip the foot back over. Trim around the outside of the foot. Back brush the top and round to the top of the foot. And then I'll pull the hairs out from next to each of, so let's see, I'll pull the hairs out on either side of the toenails and trim it really short right next to the toenail. Foot down, back brush one more time, see what hairs are sticking out once the foot is resting naturally. Okay, now I'm going to trim up the legs. So back brush all around the foot to blend in the base of the leg into the foot, and then I'll slowly work my way up, working around the leg and trimming all the hairs that are sticking out. Okay, that leg looks good. Do the same thing to this leg. Back brush all around the foot. Blend the leg into the foot first. That's done. pinch and roll the skin in the armpit. Find any hairs that are longer in there and get them trimmed. That leg is looking really good. I'm just going to do the same thing to the other armpit because I missed it. Stay. Stay. It's okay. I got you. Quite a few hairs in this armpit that were real long. Would have been a big mistake to miss this entirely. Okay. I'm going to back brush the belly. There's a few hairs that are sticking out. Come back to the flank. Blend it in. Okay. And now we're on to these back legs. Start with feet. Brush everything down. Trim all the hairs that are hanging down past the pads. Flip the foot back over. Trim around the outside of the foot. Then back brush, top of the foot and round it. Okay, now that the foot's done, start back brushing the leg. Blend the leg into the foot, and then work my way up, catching each spot where the hairs are sticking out. Stay. Stay. Stand up. Come on. Hold still. Good girl. Now I'm blending in the inside of this leg up into the flank and into the belly where I shaved her Sammy. Okay, looks good. So might be a tiny bit on this toe. There we go. Okay, last foot. Put the foot over. Back brush. Trim everything that comes below the feet or the pads. Brush everything to the outside. Around the outside. Pull the hairs out from underneath the toes and trim them. Let me see. Almost there. Okay, now back brush and round the top of the foot. Stay. Okay, foot's all done. Back brush the leg, blend it into the foot. And then work my way up the leg, trimming each long spot that sticks out. Okay, now I'm gonna blend in the base of his tail, or her tail. And then I'll back brush her tail and trim any hairs that are a little long. See? Okay. A little bit of hair under her bum, just a little uneven. Rock and roll. We're almost done. Last step for trimming is going to be her ears and her face. On her ears, what we're going to do is brush the hair to the outside edge and then trim it right to the leather. Same thing on the front edge. Brush it all forward. Trim it to the leather. Blend in the front and back for her ears. That one looks really good. Now I'll do the same process for her left ear. First, the back side. Oh my gosh, what a cutie. She's a beautiful girl. Really cute face for not having any hair. Some dogs don't look great all naked, but this one, she looks really cute. Okay, now we're gonna do the corner of her eyes and her eyebrows. Fluff them up. Now over her eyes. She had quite a bit of hair in the diamond or the stop. I'm going to trim that up a little bit tighter. Okay, we're looking so good. We're getting really close to finishing. She's got a little bit of hair over her ears that's sticking up, a little long. And now I'm going to get next to her lips and the edge of her nose. Stick. It's okay. So she has quite a bit of hair on her bottom lip that I couldn't really see until I pulled up her top lip. So I'm going to make sure I check all the way around her mouth. She's got some stained hairs on this bottom lip. There we go. Okay, we're just about done. I'm going to go ahead and send a message to her owner that she can head back. What a cutie. Yeah, I like you, Bear. You're a good girl. Just a little bit more hair on the lips to get trimmed. And then we'll clean her ears and she'll be all done. Okay, let's clean her ears. And then we'll double check, see if there's anything else we can see. Let's see. Pull the cotton balls out. Pretty clean. Yeah, we'll go ahead and reuse these cotton balls. Stay. Get this ear cleaner all over the cotton balls, squeeze out the excess, and then I stick them inside the ear. Try to wipe in all the crevices, get out any earwax and goop that's in there. Really clean in that ear. Tiny bit in this ear, really not much at all. Okay, should give me a good head shake there, so I'm going to see if any hairs popped up. Looks like there's a couple. Okay. Double check her body. Up. Tail looks good. Okay, she is all done. Let me get a picture of her real quick. Oh my gosh. Oh, what a cute face. Wait, sit. Stay. Hey. Bear. Bear. Oh my gosh. So cute. Okay. What a great little girl. That's the end of Bear's grooming. I will probably be back. I think I've got a couple nail trimmings at 2:30, so in about 30 minutes. I have 2 more nail trims, and that'll be the rest of my day today. If you want to see more groomings, I'll be back tomorrow, 8 o'clock, with a few more dogs to get groomed. So until next time.